Sure thing.
Bam. All right. What up, Yang Gang? We are live and we're doing it again. So tonight, let me pull up our Google Doc. So just a heads up, guys. Tonight we're talking about, of course, Biden's "Go Big or Go Home" kind of speech he did at Congress. We're gonna be talking about Biden's American Family Plan. Talk about food benefits for convicted felons, and we're gonna double back on Trump's census meddling. Like, did it work? You know, and there's an article on NBC.com or NBCnews.com talks about that whole thing. Like, okay, because I think it was they're trying to not let people vote, or not people registered as in the census unless they put down if they're a U.S. citizen or not. And then they're like, wait a minute, they're gonna use this to get ice on people and shit, you know. And it's technically it's unconstitutional. Like, that's not how a census works. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. But also the guys over at TikTok are going to be jumping in. They're going to be doing a live stream on their TikTok thing, watching this and giving commentary on our live stream. We're going to try a new that. We'll see how they like that. They might jump in the comments here and there. We'll see. But yeah, let me go ahead and I got to send the invite out for that too, for them guys to come watch. Make sure my volume's not on here. Good. So you don't hear myself echoing. Okay, let me put this out and let everybody know.
My hair wants to climb into my mouth tonight.
Oh, yeah. Let me send that out. Good deal. Okay. So this is what we normally do, guys. If it's your first time watching us, we just go live to show you guys how the sausage is made. And then we gotta share it out, and we're gonna edit these down for clips later. Let me copy this.
If you're vegan, we could change it to tofu for you, but you need to let us know ahead of time.
Wait, where'd it go? These people. Here we go. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get the first thingy pulled up. And this is on thehill.com. All right, you ready, Mia? Okay. Okay, you're muted, just so you know. All right. Bam. What up, Yang Gang? Welcome back to the Trickle Up. And we have our daily news today with me and Mia, of course. And so what do you got on the lowest first today? Blah, 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 flucking voice. That's a good start, right?
Voice.
Okay. So what do you have on the low for us tonight, Mia?
Okay, tonight we're going to be talking about Biden's big speech, and it was echoing a lot of FDR vibes, and he made a case for the U.S. to go big. It outlined proposals to lift more Americans out of poverty, increase employment, and secure shared social safety net programs. He began by highlighting current accomplishments such as the 220 million vaccines distributed in the COVID-19 relief package. And as an interesting note, the word jobs was used in the speech over 40 times.
Yeah.
So that's just a little bit of random trivia for you on that one.
Well, but also his original intent was, I'm going to get 100 million doses out in 100 days. He beat that by 2.4%, right? He doubled it and then some. So I like how this is why I think he's good at setting up goals this is worst case scenario, and then he meets it way ahead of schedule, man. That's a smart way of really playing it. Not be like, we're going to open up by Easter. Okay. It's just going to go away Easter. No, it don't work that way. Go with the science. He set a goal. He beat it easily. It's just a smart move.
And doing that kind of thing is probably why one of the notes we have down here, 64% of adults approve of his handling of the COVID-19 pandemic. which is significantly higher than the amount of voters who approve of his overall job, which is only 57%.
Mm-hmm.
So now that's actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Well, I really like the fact that he really, really doubled down on, of course, job creation, but he really doubled down on the fact that we need to have unionized workers for clean energy jobs. It's threefold: create jobs, support unionization, and clean energy. So whoever wrote that speech got their money's worth, you know.
Oh yeah, he did it was very well rounded. A lot of stuff included in there. Oh.
Yeah, I want what he's taking to keep, because sometimes he's so like, he sounds like he's got a lot of slobber in his mouth the way he speaks. He's like la la la, and his dentures are flopping around sometimes. Maybe, I don't know if those are his real teeth, but he sounds real slobbery and a little bit of slurry sometimes. But then yesterday they had that magic concoction again, man. They shot him in the ass with and perked right back up and talking real clear. Really, really good speech. Just like, again, I was one of the biggest critics of Joe Biden coming into the primaries, and he was really not looking good on the debate stage amongst the Democrats. But once he secured that position, they got him hooked up on whatever it is. And when he debated Trump, he was pinpoint. He was sharp. I think they've got a magic formula. Oh man!
Well,
But he sounded well. He sounded really good.
sometimes it doesn't really help that you're aware he has a speech impediment, right?
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm trying to be careful. I'm not trying to like shame him for his speech impediment, but but the thing is, it sounds like he has slobber in his mouth. It's the only way I can really talk about it, like visualize it or whatever. Visualize, that's stupid. But mimic it.
Yeah, well, it's an interesting combination because there are obviously he does the gaffes on his own. That's not a speech impediment problem. That's his own thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a combination of things that makes it awkward for Biden to talk sometimes. But when he does get it right, he gets it right, and that's that can be said for a lot of us.
Oh, well, I already fucked up once, so what do I know? Right out the gate. But yeah, man, he's really highlighted some good things. And he focused on China too. We have a quote here. He said, "In my discussion with President, is it Xi?
I don't know.
I think it's Xi. He said, in my discussions with President Xi, I told him that we welcome the competition and that we're not looking for conflict. But I made it absolutely clear that I will defend American interests across the board." So yeah.
I like the competition versus enemies thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like we can have healthy competition without clawing each other's eyes out. I mean, I can't. I hate competition entirely. That's why I'm never going to run for an office, because I'd feel bad for the guy who wasn't winning.
Yep, we've had some
unless that was me, and I wouldn't feel bad for me. I'd be like, oh, they must be better than me. Aw.
Yeah. And so yeah. Let's see what else is in this article you have highlighted here. Oh, he also quoted FDR, of course. He says, in another era when our democracy is tested, Franklin Roosevelt reminded us, in America, we do our part. That's all I'm asking, that we all do our part. And if we do, then we will meet the central challenge of the age by proving that democracy is durable and strong. The autocrats will not win in the future. America will. The future will belong to America. So to me, if I could easily see Trump saying this exact same thing. Like it's all about, it's really America first kind of rhetoric. But I like how he tuned it differently. And he said it's autocracy versus democracy, not the big red scare communist versus the America thing. It's autocracies across the world are bad for people, and democracy is better. Hopefully, we really screwed that up for a while there. But yeah, so I like how he framed it as autocracy versus democracy instead of like good versus evil. It is what it is, but the way he framed it, I kind of liked how he did that.
Absolutely. Let's see what else is in here.
Yep.
I think we got $2.25 trillion American job or for the American Jobs Plan invests in our crumbling infrastructure, ports, rail, energy grids, and schools. Oh, we could use so much more help with our schools.
Yeah.
Just in general, that's a great thing.
I'm actually going to be shooting a video this weekend in Michigan where I live at. There has been an abandoned project where I-96 comes down to I-94. Then there's 131, right? So there's 3 highways, and they were going to be all connected for like a bypass. So you didn't have to get off this highway, get on that highway, get off this highway, get on that highway. It's just going to be a loop, a connector, just to skip the 94 part, right? Well, that had been abandoned for like 20 years now, almost. And what do you know? We got this package through, and the state of Michigan now has the money to finish this project. It's going to take the entire summer, but I'm going to go out there and make a video about that, man. I'm going to stand in the road where I'm like, all right, guys, this road won't be here the rest of the summer. This road's going to be bye-bye because this now point both. You can see where they've cleared it out. They're ready to lay the foundation of the road. And they bought the land 20 years ago and cleared all the houses out, and then they just quit. Like they actually paved a section of it, but where you get on the loop to get on to go south to South Bend, they've already paved north quite a ways, and it's all overgrown, cracked up concrete. So all that those resources we spent were wasted. So I want to see these types of things continue. That creates jobs. That's what we're all about. So it's a good start to the year.
Yep. But as per usual, we've got the typical problem with pretty much every one of these bills. The House is very divided, and Republicans aren't likely to play ball.
You don't say. Yeah.
So it's probably going to end up through reparations again.
Well, it also says there's $1.8 trillion for American Family Plan, which we're actually going to cover that as well, which expands access to affordable childcare, universal pre-K, and paid family leave. I really like the paid family leave one too, because it gives fathers some rights too when it comes to their children being born. So you can actually have paid time off, or just people across the board, but not everybody guarantees that paid time off.
Well, you happen to know that I am supported 100% by my hubby. He is at home with me, helping us take care of our special needs son. So fathers are important. They are undervalued in our society and in their role as parents, I think, overall.
Yeah, I think overall, man, Biden, again, is checking all the right boxes. I have been one of the biggest critics of his. I'm telling you guys, I trolled the shit out of him because I went to these events. I never saw a Biden supporter. Honestly, didn't see him. Not until the second half of the primaries. Like at first, there was no groundswell. There was no grassroots at all. It was 100% just signs. No people. A shit ton of Yang Gang. A whole bunch of Bernie people. And in Iowa, it was a bunch of Pete stuff because he put all of his eggs in one basket there. But other than that, it was mostly just Bernie, Yang, and some Warren people. But there's no Biden stuff. And I had zero expectations. And so for me personally, he's really excelled past my expectations. I mean,
come on. Biden's campaign was just social distancing before it was cool.
He just hid in the basement. Yeah, I know. But we got some pretty cool people in the comment section. President Manny's back in the house.
Manny!
Yes. We got Michael Patrick. He says, FDR was the most important politician my public education did not cover at all. Yeah, they really don't go much into it, do they? They don't want us to catch on to them,
There's some interesting stuff with the vice president that went on during FDR's thing, too. That was a whole bunch of drama.
Oh, dude, I didn't know about this. That is hilarious. Whoopsie. He sprayed dicks next to manholes or potholes. Whew. That's genius. Oh, man. Where's that, Hardy? Let us know, man. That is great.
That would be a good fluff story, I think, at some point.
That's a TikTok story. That's not a YouTube one. It won't fly on YouTube. Yeah. So far, how does he stack up to Obama? Actually, I was watching, I think it was Bo of the Fifth Column or Crystal and Sagar. We're doing something about comparing Obama to Trump to Biden's first 100 days, it's pretty much it's similar, but not. I can't remember exactly the numbers. I think. And what up, Shy? Yes. But yeah, so I don't know, man. Biden's doing a pretty decent job. I didn't think he's up to it. I really didn't think he's up to it. And that magic cocktail they've gotten him is doing a pretty good job as far as the speech goes for me.
Yeah. He's doing fine. I could always ask for more.
Yes.
There's plenty of room for improvement as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think the comparisons to FDR are, if I'm being honest, perhaps a little premature. We got to see these things actually make it through.
He's trying to paint that narrative. Nothing he's done is FDR style.
Well, if you read the article that we are sourcing here, the first two paragraphs is like this wonderful recounting of Joe Biden in the 1996 and go big, or there's a little bit of a
little fluffing.
Yeah, people want Biden to be bigger than he is just because he's competent. Let's he's competent. That's okay.
And that's not a big sell, so
It's a big sell for me. Competency is something we rarely see in government. That's good enough.
Yeah, but don't forget, guys, 100 days. He's got a lot done in 100 days. And I'll say because he has people like Bernie in charge of the purse in the Senate. That's his ace in the hole, man. Bernie's the guy that got the money through. It doesn't matter what Biden wants. It's up to Congress. And so he has people like Nancy Pelosi that'll do anything to make Trump look bad and Democrats look good. We have Bernie, who just wants to get help to people, and being in charge of the money is a big deal. So he's got the right people in the right places. He's made some great decisions. I don't agree with all of them, of course, but shit, man, I just didn't think he's up to the challenge, and damn it, he's doing it. So of course he's going to control the narrative because that's what he wants to be. He wants to be the FDR of the 21st century. I get it. He's going to secure his legacy. That's what he's trying to do. And I would too, if I was in his place.
If I were, I would be happy to give him his place. Get us a UBI. I will enshrine you forever.
I'll buy your t-shirt then, Joe.
Joe, you'll be my president forever. Extra hearts.
Yes.
All the likes.
What do you shares. What do you think about him now doubling down on $15 an hour when they gave up on it so easily in the first package?
Well, it gives me, one of the things we had discussed, like when we were talking about that, was it was getting kind of close to the wire, and fighting about that would have left millions of Americans with a lot of problems that they need to be solved then, right? Mm-hmm. So giving up on the $15 an hour, I think it was maybe a little bit harder than people give it credit for to give that up.
Yeah, I know they gave up on it because they want to get this package through faster.
They had to. Mm-hmm. There were people who were suffering who needed it then, and you did it. So that gives me a little hope that maybe we were right in that analysis, that $15 an hour is still a major party goal. It wasn't just, trying to appease the masses before the election. If they show any follow through for that, that's better than most people thought was going to happen after that bill died. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. There's Republicans proposing $11 and $12 an hour minimum wage. So if we can just meet them in the middle, and say, okay, let's start with $12 an hour, and then next year is 13, next year is 14, next year is 15. Guess what that is? That's the exact same fucking thing as the $15 an hour they want. It's just in 4 years. It's the same thing. So they have some wiggle room to work with. You ask for 15, and I know honestly 15 is not enough, but when it comes to small businesses, it's going to be tough to start a new business at $15 an hour. When you gotta, it's really hard to build up from there. So that's my only pushback. The 15 an hour was always about growth of entrepreneurs. And it's one of those deals where I think that it's there's good and bad.
These are the sorts of systems that we need to robustify. So that way,
Mhm.
when you help one person, you're not screwing somebody else.
Right.
That's the basic idea. We don't have enough supports that we're creating a balanced system yet. We have to add them. UBI does a lot of the balancing for you, but you'd still need to add stuff on top of that still.
Mhm.
Reparations for people who have been particularly screwed.
Mhm.
You've got people with disabilities who
Yep.
need to have extra. So,
Mhm.
UBI doesn't solve everything,
Right.
and neither does adding extra SNAP or whatnot. There's
Even $15 an hour doesn't fix everything, but
yeah.
what it will do is get more people off of welfare that are working 40 hours a week, which I think is a big deal because we all know how ineffective welfare is. We all know how ineffective and inefficient these programs are, that it costs $1 to give you $1. So if we can take some of the stress off these social programs and they can be more effective to the people that really need it, and then not paying for people that are working 28 to 32 hours a week or even 40 or more. We should not be subsidizing their payroll. Walmart, hospitals that are for profit are paying people $10 an hour to do transportation and stuff like that. So that's the good side of it. The bad side of it is the small businesses in the rural areas, especially not the big cities, but the rural. Let's say like Mississippi, Kentucky. It's gonna be hard to start a new business in those rural areas. So I don't know. That's my only downside to that. But he is doubling down on that. He made a big deal and he got a lot of cheers. He was so happy, So we'll see. It's all talk until it gets through Congress.
Yeah, it is.
But a good speech. I'll give him credit.
He did good. There's good stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how much happens.
Exactly. Time will tell. But yeah, guys, let us know what you guys think about that in the comments section. Let's rate Biden 0 to 10. Where would you put Biden at his speech? Was it, it's not a 10. I'd give him a good solid 7. It's a solid speech. It wasn't some groundbreaking thing. Just a return to normal, whatever you want to call that, but some progressive stuff in there too. So you guys comment, what do you think it is? Put Joe 0 to 10 and let us know what you think about that. Where would you put him at, Mia?
Gosh. I like 7. I'm pretty happy about the child tax credit thing.
Damn right.
So let's push it up to 8 because I feel particularly good about that.
If they can get that 8 to be reoccurring forever, it's easily an 8 for sure.
Yes, absolutely. That's a very progressive policy, and it is a nice wedge that we can use to continue the discussion on recurring cash payments.
Yeah, it brings that gap together. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. But yeah, let us know what you guys think about that in the comment section. And of course, while you're here, give the video a like, hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bells if you haven't done it already. And thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next time. And like always, Yang Gang. Bam. All right, cool. Hey, everyone's of Stu. What up, brother? You're not the only one here. It's on 2 different channels. This is on the Mindful Skeptics and the Trickle Ups YouTube channel. So you might not see more people on the Mindful Skeptics one. I shared the YouTube one from Trickle Up on Twitter. So if you want to jump on over there, you get. But I appreciate the super chat, bro. And we got some people here saying 6, and Stu said 6. So 6 seems to be the consensus so far. But yeah, man,
we're a little happier about it than other people.
Well, it's because the fact that union, I'm for it. Minimum wage, I'm for it. Child tax credit, I'm for it. Jobs, I'm for it. I mean, there wasn't a lot in there. I didn't necessarily like how he wanted to double down on China's the bad guy, like doubling down on that, but it's just a matter of semantics. I know he's trying to bring people together. And that talking point reaches across the party line a little bit, which I'm okay with, but it is what it is. But yeah, let's see here. The next one. Oh, that's the family's plan for food. Yes. Oh, this is disgusting. So I really want to cover this one. So it's the Huffington Post.
It's something that was disgusting and is now slightly less disgusting.
Yeah.
So it's kind of good news that was bad news.
Yeah, this is a good article too. I liked it. I actually read that earlier. All right, good deal. All right, you ready for the next one?
Sure thing.
All right. Bam, what up, Yang Gang? Welcome back to the Trickle Up. What do you got on blah fucking blah? Why is that so hard for me? Well, we'll try it again. Bam, what up, Yang Gang? Welcome back to the Trickle Up, and it's me and Mia as well as normal. What do you got on the low for us today, Mia?
All right, we are going to talk about the American Families Plan that Biden is introducing and how it would open up food benefits to people convicted of felonies. And why did I just blank?
Because I keep screwing up.
Uh,
Oh, I got the doc pulled up here.
I need to scroll down a little bit more, I think.
Yep.
Plan my next words.
Yep. Start it from the not from the top, but from you.
From the semi-top.
Yes.
Not from the big top, from the little top.
No, I got through mine. I gotta. I'm good with it. I'll edit that shit together. Oh, here before we do that, here we got Manny's just chimed in. I want to do this before you go. I do agree that we need another FDR, Teddy Roosevelt, but both of these presidents showed unbounded optimism, refusing to surrender to limitations, and ability to rally people to their causes. 100%.
By the way, Manny is an absolute historic buff. He has a huge collection of books, and I've seen him pop on MCoy or McCoy. I don't.
Yes.
Right, McCoy. It's McCoy.
Mm-hmm.
Like real McCoy.
Yep. Well, and
there before. Maybe we could have him come on sometime and tell us some stuff about presidents on a President Day or something.
For sure, that'd be a great idea, President Manny. If you'd like to join us, that'd be a great little panel to bring you on, man. That'd be great. I'm down for it. But yeah, so we talk about Mia. There we go. Okay, that's where we're at.
Yeah. Back to the job.
Yes.
Today we're going to be talking about Biden's American Families Plan and how it would open food benefits to people convicted of felonies. People convicted of drug felonies would gain eligibility for food benefits under a provision in the domestic policy proposal from the White House. President Joe Biden's American Families Plan would pay for years of new parental cash benefits and child care programs. It would be paid for by tax hikes to the rich. That sounds delicious.
Now.
The drug felony. Sorry.
Eat the rich.
Yummy, yummy, yummy. At least they're cash with a little bit of salt. The drug felony provision. The drug felony provision would improve access to the federal existing safety net, and it would also help formerly incarcerated people reenter society. So this is a great thing to finally have people who were denied access to benefits, who probably needed them amongst the most of people in society trying to get work after having been in jail, most of them for drug offenses.
Right. Well, and here's the thing. If you have less resources, it increases the risk of recidivism. I'm hungry. I have no food. I have no access. I'm going to go steal a batch of bananas or some shit, right? Like, there's just no way. You can't expect people to stay out of jail if crime, quote unquote crime, is the only way they can survive. You have to provide resources. And somewhere an article said 23 states enforce partial SNAP restrictions for those convicted of felonies. Texas, for instance, lifted the prohibition, but reimposed if a person violates parole or gets convicted of a new felony. And then South Carolina is the only state that outright bans the benefits. I'd love to talk to Dr. Jermaine Johnson about that, where they just say, if you have a felony, you don't get SNAP. Your nutrition doesn't matter to us. We don't care if you starve.
Straight up says it. And they are within their rights to do that based on this. Like, that's what the federal standard actually is until this gets turned over.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that the states are being kinder than our federal government about things is a little weird.
Yeah, they criminalize poverty. That's what they do.
It's a little weird. We should change that.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a top priority.
Yeah. So another great policy on Biden's part, man.
Yep.
That was back in 1996. I think it said that Where'd it go? 96. Yeah, the 96 welfare reform law disallowed people with felony drug convictions from receiving federal welfare and food benefits. So this is just a relic of the war on drugs, which we know is pure bullshit. Pure and simple.
Now, they're not just touching or trying to do this for SNAP, they're also trying to do it for TANF, but the TANF restriction might be disallowed by Senate budget rules.
Okay.
And so that would be something that they couldn't use a reconciliations on if that were the case. A few more facts: more than 21 million households receive food benefits that can be redeemed at grocery stores. Barely 1 million people, though, get TANF benefits. The same 1996 law imposed strict eligibility rules and encouraged states to shrink enrollment.
Yeah, it's like, okay, let's have a program that helps people at their most desperate, and then let's means test it so we can eliminate some of them. Then let's do another means testing by making a federal or about criminality is another means testing. So this is all about giving less and less people money and resources. Again, this is why universal basic income would supersede these programs, would not need an entire bill written about them. You wouldn't need to enforce it because as soon as your ass is out of that jail, you qualify for UBI. UBI would alleviate all this pain and suffering with bureaucracy.
Here in Michigan, you can't even qualify for TANF if you don't work part-time at least.
Yeah, he got Well, it's I actually read up on that a while back. It's because of the wording. Where'd it go? It says TANF says temporary assistance for needy family, not permanent assistance. I'm like, what? So temporary means you're getting cut back on hours. It's a working family solution, not the welfare state solution. No, it's temporary.
It kind of defeats the purpose that most people see. Like when you hear about families getting help, you're assuming that it's the people who need it the most from an outside perspective. If you're somebody who's just a citizen, and then you go to try and get help and you find out that, it's actually so restrictive that pretty much nobody gets it.
I think I remember during the presidential campaign, Andrew mentioned like 30 to 40% of people get rejected for TANF and SNAP and TANF.
Yeah, it's more for TANF than for SNAP.
Right.
Cash assistance is almost impossible to get. It's 21 to 1. If you look at those numbers, that's 21 to 1. 21 million households receive food benefits.
Right.
1 million receive help with cash. So 21 million people can get food, but can't wash their kids' clothes, replace their kids' shoes, buy them school supplies. That's why the CTC thing is so important. But UBI is more important than all of that.
Well, I think it's important that we expunge people's records for nonviolent drug offenses. Then they will automatically qualify for these programs. They can't hold it against them. Expunge their records. Allow them to get the assistance they need, the resources they need to get back on their feet, to cut down on recidivism. Because it's too expensive. It's not cost effective. Give them the damn TANF. It's cheaper than putting them in jail. Or you give them money for food. It doesn't.
On top of which, it's not just like you need to steal to eat. If what you were doing before you went to jail was providing your family with food on the table and such, it's not just stealing. Whatever it was, if it was something illegal, it's what you know, right? You go back to doing what you're good at. And if what you were good at was illegal, you're going to go back to doing what's illegal. If you haven't received any new training, if you're not receiving any help, you're just going to do what you know you can do to provide.
Yeah, if your best skill set is an illegal activity and you have nothing, then that's what you got to do. That's what everyone does. I do physical therapy. That's my best skill set. If I had another skill set where I can make more, like if I got more money for doing YouTube than that, I'm going to do this. What if YouTube was illegal? You know what I'm saying? Like I would still be forced to go to YouTube to an illegal activity to provide for my family. You know, so we can't expect people to do the right thing when the right thing leaves them hungry on the streets. That's dumb. It's dumb.
That's why it's so important that even when the way our jails are right now is completely backwards too. We should be training people, providing mental services, providing them with ways to break habits that were causing them to be disruptive to communities.
Yep.
Not trying to punish them into good behavior, because that alone isn't going to work.
Yeah, negative reinforcement doesn't work long term. Negative reinforcement works short term. It's based upon fear. Long term results is positive reinforcement and letting them know they have value. You did a mistake. You made a mistake. You're still a human. You can still be part of society and contribute.
There's some evidence, actually, that reinforcement doesn't matter at all. It's all practice. That when somebody tells you you're doing a good job, the next time you're just going to do worse, because you can't always be doing the best job you can do. And when somebody tells you you're doing a shit job, the next time, of course, you're going to do better, because you can't always be doing the worst you're going to do.
Yeah, so you're going to wind up flowing to the middle.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think we need to incentivize good behavior. I think we need to incentivize cost-effective programs. Jail is not it. It's an average of $40,000 a year to house an inmate. Take that 40 grand we budget for that. Let's put it into housing, food, and healthcare. Then you're free to go pursue a legal form of activity, because if you get caught doing something illegal, you lose all your resources. You're back in jail. That's an incentive. It pays to not do crime. It pays to not do. It's more, you have a better life here than you would in there. If you're homeless on the street with no food, jail is a better option.
Of course, in order for this to work, we also have to make sure that the prison system is no longer for profit on any end.
Absolutely. That's the big thing too. I want him to look through his programs. I'm not sure if he has anything in there. He talked about it during the debates of his first speech. Talked about the for-profit prisons, but I don't think he said anything since then. But yeah, I think that's something that's not high on his priorities. We got functional things we got to do first, like as far as the infrastructure and jobs. But I mean,
yeah, and that
jail
is another big one that needs to be taken care of.
Yeah. So this Families Act includes the health care. So I think that's smart. And his point is, his administration's point of view, is to pair it with the family, because that's a conservative talking point, pro-family. Okay, we'll call it the Family Act, and we're gonna make healthcare a family issue. Smart branding, I guess you'd call it.
It is, though. I mean,
well, of course,
grandma needs to be taken care of.
Absolutely.
It's a family issue. When your kid scrapes his knee and it gets a little infection, that's a family issue.
Yeah.
Everything is a family issue, because we're all born of other humans.
Well, I'm really hoping that this is Biden's way of penance for his bad activities of the past. The crime bill, the 3 strikes rule, during Clinton's era. If you got caught with marijuana possession 3 times, that's a felony. You can never vote again in some states. You don't qualify for programs, all this kind of stuff. You're not employable. So I'm hoping this is one way of righting his wrong, to say, okay, guys, you're a felon, so be it. But you still have value. We should still be helping you stay out of jail. So I like this program because it's humane. And to me, it's a constitutional thing. We have a constitutional responsibility to take care of people and give them incentives to not go to jail. It's the freest country. Okay.
The whole 25% of the world's government is to govern people.
Right. Yeah, we have 25% of the world's population in jail. We have 25% of those people, whatever millions that is. And yeah, so this is just it's a correction of a horrible policy from 96. Again, this is from Clinton's era in 96, where they said, okay, if you're a felon, you don't get these things anymore. Screw you. We're done with you. So yeah. I don't know. You got anything else on this? I don't see anything else. We kind of covered all there.
No, we got it. We shook that tree.
Yeah, there we go. We beat that dead horse. But yeah, guys, let us know what you guys think about this in the program. Are you thumbs up or thumbs down for this program? Do you support the idea of felons qualifying for SNAP and TAMP across all the boards, all 50 states? Don't let Texas and South Carolina and other states, 23 states, restrict it. So yeah, it's a step in the right direction. It's not the silver bullet we need. Like UBI would fix this whole thing. There's no need for snap or tamp. Just give everybody a grand. Done. But anyway, but yeah, let us know what you guys think about that in the comment section. While you're here, of course, give the video a like, leave a comment if you are for or against this program or whatever, you know. And while you're here, hit that notification bell and to get blah. And while you're here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, get alerts for upcoming videos like this. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next time. And like always, gang gang. Bingo. Yeah, we've got some so Manny said he's down if there's an invitation. Manny, I will hit you up on Twitter, brother. Yeah, we do it on Sundays and Thursdays. Let me make sure my son didn't just text me. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, that's not it. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, so I'll hit you up, Manny. So we do it on Sundays and Thursdays. Usually around 9 p.m. You know, it's what we always try to do. Biden's view on marijuana is why I didn't vote for him in the primary. I agree. That's his one blind spot that I see that's really significant. But I think there's enough pressure around. Again, do you think he's got the balls to veto a bill from Congress? Congress writes the bills.
He's promised to pass any Democratic legislation that crosses his desk.
Right.
So no, he doesn't have the balls to. He's literally promised not to. That would be, hopefully, he doesn't have the balls to. Otherwise, I'm going to bring.
Yeah.
I'm going to do nothing. I'm going to do nothing.
Exactly. It should not be a crime to be poor. 100% agreed. It's ridiculous. Okay, so the last one. See, I didn't get a chance to read that one. The census stuff. Well, there's quite a bit in here. Oh, you added a fourth one. Mysterious direct energy attack near the White House.
That's more of a in case we had extra time because we didn't get anything. It was before he posted the TANF and SNAP one.
Okay.
I like to have about 3, and then I was like, I don't want to necessarily get rid of it. That sounds fun.
Oh, and also thanks to also guys, Yang Daily Cast with Alex Cheney. He puts in articles in our chat group too, and he actually suggested that one is a good one. But you guys should definitely go subscribe to his channel. Not a YouTube channel, it's only audio on podcast players, but he does stuff every single day, guys. Every day. He keeps you up to date nationally on stuff. He does a lot of work, man. I think he deserves more help. You guys can contribute to his Patreon, by all means do. He does great work, man. We need people like Alex to keep doing this shit because he can't afford to do it for free forever. That's the thing. It's taking so much of his time. He's losing out on other potentials for income. So we really need him to keep doing what he does. He really makes my job easier and our job easier because sometimes I just go to his YouTube or I'll just listen to his stuff and I write down notes like, okay, let's talk about these, you know. But yeah, go check him out, guys. So last one, census meddling. Did it work? 2022 election. Okay, gotcha. All right. Let's crank one more out. Bam, what up, Yang Gang? Welcome back to the Trickle Up. You got Mia alongside me here once again. What do you got on the low for us today?
Today we're going to be talking about, I scrolled too far down. Today we're going to be talking about the big question. Did Trump's census meddling work? NBC News has an article here that we're going to be looking over about how the 2022 House election may be able to tell us. Let's see, there's a lot here, and I did not have time to bullet point this one. So
well, the big thing it says that the U.S. population is now 331 million, a 7.4% increase from 2010. So it was 308 million 10 years ago, and now it's 331. So it's an increase of what? 23 million people in 10 years. So that's pretty cool. But it is one of the slowest rates of growth in our history. So that's good. We're slowing down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For our for the world population, that's great. That's a wonderful thing. For replacing jobs and making sure that our elders are taken care of and that sort of thing, slower population growths are not good for your long-term projections, right?
Yeah.
But we do have some good immigration that we could definitely tap into, nice and easy, if we wanted to add some more numbers.
Well, and they said that this census actually is going to benefit Republican leaning states. But they said these are all just theories, and we'll find out in the midterms, because this is a big deal, guys. The midterms, we cannot let our guard down. We need to get, I mean, how cool would it be to see like 5 seats flip in the Senate? We need that type of shift, honestly. And as well as Congress, the Biden or the Trump administration managed to gain seats in the House. They gained seats in the House. They lost 2 in the Senate, and it's only because of Georgia, because we flipped 2 of them. So we really need to drive home those points that these programs that won in Georgia should win nationwide, or could, So that's what I'm worried about, is us not 2022, man, guys. Next year, shit, we got to get it done.
And of course, the census did cause a few states to lose some seats, some more progressive states. New York, I think, lost a couple seats.
Oh, in Congress?
Yeah, California lost a seat or 2, while Texas and Montana gained seats. So
we have Florida, North Carolina, and Colorado gained 1.
We have a lot of Republican states gaining seats. You're going to hear Republicans saying that, and I don't know what extent to which it's true. It might be a valid argument. The only reason the Democrats, even though it's the right thing to do, want to get Puerto Rico or
DC,
Washington, D.C. statehooded is to try and overturn a hard-fought balance by Republicans that they earned. I obviously have some contestment with that, with the tone in my voice there.
They earned it with some quality gerrymandering.
And they will claim it's to overturn the will of the people. Now, if you happen to be a Republican and you believe that everything's fair and square, I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I don't believe that. I believe that it's been rather rigged and that there's a lot of problems that need to be fixed. So from my perspective, we need to counter that Republican shift that just happened. And I don't think that it was won fair and square personally.
When it says overall, in summary, that the states that supported Trump in 2016 gained 5 seats. So that's kind of how the shift went. And it can be amplified with the census. So 2022, man, I'm telling you guys, it's the inertia, the momentum is in the wrong direction when it comes to this type of stuff. Where people leaving the big cities, the coastal cities, and they're going to the Midwest to have a cheaper cost of living. Because of remote learning too, I think it kind of helped in the pandemic. People were getting the hell out of the city.
Some good news about that might be maybe the people moving into those areas are what's causing increases, and they would be more city-ish people, so that might blue up some areas a little more. Yep. That could be.
If Texas becomes purple, the Republicans are going to shit their huggies. It's just that simple.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But it depends on whether or not the census is turning bluer or redder.
Well, to me, as as people die off and younger people become 18, it's a natural trend. Because the youth are more to the left.
That's just a fact.
So it's already trending left of wherever the center is now. I have no idea what that even means anymore. But more progressive when it comes to humanity. These kids are way more understanding of the gender roles, the gender identity stuff, the fluidity of our culture. They're more down with it, you know. So they don't demonize others that aren't like them as much.
God, I
There
love
are-
Gen Z. All
yeah,
you Gen Zers out there. Oh, you're beautiful.
and yeah, and whatever these people be called, I have no idea. But yeah, this generation, I'm not sure what you call them. You know, the COVID kids. You know, I don't know. But yeah, guys, I don't know what you think about this. Because we there's been a shift. The sentence is over, and we'll see what the 2022 looks like with a new house. Because, like I said, I'm going to be looking at running in the state legislation in Michigan, and we don't know nothing until December when we redraw the districts around the state as well. The whole country's doing the same thing. So we'll see. 2022 is going to be interesting.
Very interesting. Looking forward to it.
What we can't do is repeat Obama, where everybody let their guard down, and then his midterm to his first term, that's when what's old turd cutter's name? Mitch McConnell came into power and been there ever since. So yeah, let us know what you guys think about that in the comments section. And while you're here, go ahead and give the video a like. Let us know what you like. And thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. And like always, Yang Gang. Cool. Yeah, I did. There's some pizza over there. Some leftovers. All right, we knocked them out, Mia.
Heck yeah, we did good.
Outstanding.
It's all before 10 and my internet crashes.
I know your shit does slow down. Bless you.
I don't know why.
It does slow down at 10 for some reason.
It's
Yeah.
the way it is.
So yeah, I'll just start working on clips, get it up this weekend, and I'm gonna reach out to Manny and see if we can get him in here next week sometime. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
To find some good topics for him.
yeah. He's
Have him
got
do-
a lot of interesting things to say.
Mhm. He's the president of the history. We'll take it. That's right. Have a good night. Good deal. Well, all right, guys, that's all for tonight, man. That's pretty damn efficient. I must say so for the three of us, or for the two of us. What the hell? Three of us? I'm speaking to somebody in my head. But yeah, guys, thanks for joining us. We'll do it again. We'll do it again on Sunday night, 9 p.m. Thanks, Mia.